Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Muhammad Siddiq Ananda Andriansyah. Saya merupakan mahasiswa Teknik Instrumentasi Kilang tingkat 3 dari Politeknik Energi dan Mineral Akamika Cepu. Pada kesempatan hari ini saya akan menjelaskan tentang negative pressure flow meter atau yang sering kita kenal dengan differential pressure flow meter. Dan kemudian akan menjelaskan tentang garis besar dari ISO 5167 step 1 standar, kemudian dilanjutkan pada pitot tube serta anubar probe. Untuk yang pertama kita masuk dari penjelasan dari negative pressure flow meter. Prinsip operasi dari DP flow meter atau differential pressure flow meter yaitu berdasar pada pemikiran bahwa pressure drop di antara meter adalah sebanding dengan kuadrat dari flow rate. Untuk pengukuran pressure drop sendiri dilakukan dengan menggunakan primary element yang menyebabkan perubahan energi kinetik pada pipa. Jenis primary element ini diantaranya orifice plate, venturi tube, pitot tube, dan anubar. Untuk selanjutnya, secondary element mengukur DP yang terjadi dan mengeluarkan sinyal atau readout setelah dikonversi ke actual flow. Nah, untuk yang selanjutnya kita masuk ke pressure differential device. The principle consists of measuring the differential pressure, delta P generated by a primary element, the diaphragma, the venturi tube, and the nozzle, set in a pipe in which the fluida is flowing. Very many technologies can be used to measure instantaneous flow, volume, or fluid mass. Each one of these technology has advantage and disadvantage for the required process, and the choice must factor in a number of parameters. Negative pressure flow meter consists of two: an obstacle responsible for delta P and a differential pressure sensor measuring the delta P. This is the advantage and disadvantage of a pressure differential device. They do not require calibration as long as they have been designed in compliance with the established standard, and they have no moving parts, and therefore they remain reliable over time. The disadvantage among the main disadvantage is their limited rangeability, the pressure drop they generate on their installation, and their sensitivity to the installation behavior. To minimize this sensitivity, we place a certain length upstream and downstream of the flow meter. Oke, untuk ISO 51671 standar, whereas in the United States, the most commonly used standard for this type of calculation is the API 2530 standard. In Europe, the reference is the ISO 51671 standard. The standard specifies the geometry and operating condition of the different pressure differential device and also give information on calculating the flow rate and the associated uncertainties. The standard pressure differential device atau other types exist are straight edge orifice plate, nozzle, and venturi tube. Flow rate calculation formula for a pressure differential device: a discharge coefficient C which correct the error due to the pressure drop introduced by the pressure differential device. The coefficient depends on the Reynolds number. For example, for a venturi C 0.97 to 0.99, whereas for an orifice plate C sama dengan 0.6, it is given preciously by the 51671 standard. The approach velocity factor, a factor which takes account of the compressibility of the liquid. This factor is equal to 1 for non-compressible fluid and will depend on the thermodynamic characteristic for a compressible fluid. Indicates 1 for the upstream pressure tab and 2 for the downstream pressure tab. Okay, next. This is the pitot tubes. Pitot tubes named after Henry Pitot in 1932 measure a fluid velocity by converting the kinetic energy of the flow into potential energy. The conversion takes place at the stagnation point located at the pitot tube entrance. A pressure higher than the free stream pressure result from the kinematic to potential conversion. The static pressure is measured by comparing it to the flow dynamic pressure with a differential manometer. Pitot tube probes, also called pitot tubes, are used to determine local velocity by measuring the difference between the dynamic pressure and the static pressure. How does a pitot tube work? A pilot tube can be considered as a small cylinder which is placed in a way that fluid can enter, so it will be opposite to the fluid flow. Its one end is open and the other end is closed. Because of this, the fluid that enters won't be able to flow further and it will come to a static position. The diaphragm inside the pilot tube will separate the static fluid pressure from the total system pressure. The difference between these two measurements is the fluid flow rate. A pilot static tube is a flow velocity meter and it is capable to measure fluid velocity as a localized point. The energy conversion takes place at the stagnation point. Potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. A pressure higher than a dynamic pressure result from the kinetic to potential conversion. Static pressure is compared to the dynamic pressure flow so that it can be measured with the help of a differential manometer. How do we install a pitot tube? The pitot tube must be installed perpendicular to the duct. The head must be kept parallel facing the flow. If it is required to measure the speed of the fluid, then the instrument must be placed in the opposite direction of the fluid. What are the advantages of pitot tube? For the first, it's easy to install. And the next, this device can be removed from a process without shutting down the process. Design and construction is simple, produce energy saving compared to the equivalent orifice. It can be used to measure flow in large water pipes and air gas duct and many more. So what the disadvantage of the pitot tube? For the first, clogging clot happen if there is foreign material in the liquid. It must not be used in place where accuracy is important. It won't work properly in dirty stream. Low rangeability, low sensitivity, it will only work properly in high velocity flow. What are the applications of the pitot tube? It is used in aircraft to measure the speed. It can measure the wind speed in a tunnel. It can measure the speed of air or gas when the pipe is closed. It is used hostile environment and it's used in marine and aeronautical speedometers. Okay. The next, converting the resulting differential pressure measurement into a fluid velocity depends on the particular fluid flow regime the pitot tube is measuring. Specifically, we must determine whether the fluid regime is in compressibility, subsonic compressibility, or supersonic compressible. Incompressible, a flow can be considered incompressible if its velocity is less than 30% of the sonic velocity. For such a fluid, the Bernoulli equation describes the relation between the velocity and pressure along the streamline. V2 kuadrat per 2G plus Z plus P per rho G sama dengan C. Evaluate at two different points along a streamline, the Bernoulli equation yield V1 kuadrat per 2G plus Z1 plus P1 per rho G sama dengan V2 kuadrat per 2G plus Z2 plus P2 per rho G. If Z1 sama dengan Z2 and point 2 is a stagnation point, V2 sama dengan 0, the above equation reduced to V1 kuadrat per 2 plus P1 per rho sama dengan P2 per rho. The velocity of the flow can hence be obtained P1 sama dengan akar dari 2 dikalikan P2 min P1 per rho. Or more specifically, V sama dengan akar dari 2 P stagnation dikurangi P static dibagi dengan rho. Subsonic compressible. For flow velocity greater than 30% of the sonic velocity, the fluid must be traced at compressible in compressible flow theory. One must work with the Mach number m defined as the ratio of the flow velocity to the sonic velocity. When a pitot tube is exposed to a subsonic compressible flow, fluid traveling along the streamline that ends on the pitot tube stagnation point is continuously compressed. If we assume that the flow declared at compressed from the free stream state isentropically, the velocity pressure relation for the pitot tube is V akar dari 2 gamma P statik. Akar dari 2 gamma per gamma minus 1 dikalikan dengan P statik per rho statik, dan dikalikan dengan P stagnation per P statik, dan dipangkatkan dengan gamma minus 1 per gamma, kemudian dikurangi 1, where G is the ratio of specific heat at constant pressure to the specific heat at constant volume. If the free stream density R static is not available, then one can solve for the Mach number of the flow instead, where C gamma P static per rho static sama dengan gamma akar dari gamma RT is the speed of sound, R is the gas constant, and T is the free stream static temperature. Kemudian untuk supersonic compressible, for the supersonic flow M lebih besar dari 1, the streamline terminating at the pilot tube stagnation point cross the bow shock in front of the pitot tube. Fluid traveling along the streamline is first declared non-isentropically to a subsonic speed and then declared non-isentropically to a subsonic speed and then declared isentropically to zero velocity at the stagnation point. The flow velocity is an implicit function of the pitot tube pressure. This is the formula. Okay, and this is the example of the pitot tube and of Anuber probe. Okay, next, Anuber. Anuber adalah gabungan dari beberapa pitot tube atau multiple port pitot tube untuk menghasilkan kecepatan aliran rata-rata. Akurasi pitot tube atau Anuber berkisar antara 5 hingga 10%, lebih rendah dari orifice dan venturi. Kombinasi akurasi dengan transmitter dapat mencapai kurang lebih 2% untuk kecepatan aliran yang uniform. Instalasi secara umum, persyaratan instalasi adalah 24D upstream dan 4D downstream jika flow meter dipasang dan downstream control valve. Jarak strike pipe yang lebih panjang akan memberikan akurasi yang paling baik. Anuber system 1. When a very low pressure drop is required, when the accuracy of the measurement is not essential on large diameter pipe, they can be used for vapor or charged fluid. Then they can be removed without shutting down the line. For the pipe above ND 200, the instrument must be guided on both sides of the pipe. Recommendation of usage of on clean fluid suitable for large diameter duct and pipe. And this the specification of pitot tube. There is fluid, pressure, temperature, measuring range, answer, accuracy, connection, advantage, inconvenience. Okay, and then pressure differential device. Pressure transmitter. It must be associated with the pressure differential device. It is recommended that the measuring chamber on the HP and LP side should be equipped with isolating valve or with a 5-way manifold so you can easily check the transmitter zero setting. The measurement often drift little by little on the type of equipment. Don't forget to install differential pressure transmitter with square root, because without this it will be not work at all. From this we can conclude that the output signal of 420 mA transmitter is proportional to the calculated volume rate. Mounting of differential pressure transmitter. There is gas or liquid service, steam service, and gas service. Important for steam, make sure that the water column is in pulse taps, because if HP-LP are not balanced, there is a risk that the transmitter will not work, that the measurement will remain frozen at 100% until condensation take place and the water column is obtained. Okay, thank you for your attention. Terima kasih atas perhatiannya. Mohon maaf apabila ada kesalahan. Assalamualaikum.